Welcome to Cyprus News by FinancialMirror.tv. Two Cypriot members of the European Parliament retained their seats in the final election results announced on Sunday night, as two women were elected MEPs for the first time, while the Socialists finally got a seat. The opposition DC received 109,209 votes, or 35.65%, and declared itself the outright winner of the elections, while the ruling communist AGEL got 106,922, or 34.9%, with both parties increasing their strength at the polls and winning 2 MEP seats each. The centre-right Vigo lost votes and dropped to 37,625, or 12.28%, while the movement of Social Democrats EDEC also fared poorly and received 30,169, or 9.85%. But still managed a seat, joining the dwindling European Socialists for the first time. The Nationalist European Party, Evrogo, got 4.12% and the Environmentalists 1.5%. Ioannis Kassoulidis from DC was re-elected with the biggest number of preference votes and returns to the European Popular Party bench, by far the winner of the elections among the 27 EU member states, with 265 of the 736 seats. Joining him will be House Health Committee Chairwoman Dr. Eleni Theocharous, a political activist who collected the second best number of preference votes. Cypriot voters could place up to 2 preference crosses per party list to elect the 6 MEPs allocated to Cyprus. Dagis Hadjigeorgiou of the ruling Communist Party, AGEL, enjoyed the third highest number of preference crosses and won a seat, joining Kyriakos Triantafylidis, who won a narrow challenge and retained his seat in Brussels, contributing 2 seats to the European left. The other 2 MEPs from Cyprus are House Finance Committee Chairman Antigoni Papadopoulou from Vigo and former Defence Minister Kyriakos Mavronikolas from Socialist EDEC. The results suggest that 3 seats will be vacated in the House of Representatives in Cyprus, to be replaced by their runners-up from among their parties in the parliamentary elections 3 years ago. The government expressed regret over the low turnout of the Cypriot voters in last Saturday's European elections. Only 59.64% of the 526,000 registered voters took part, lower than the 72.5% recorded in the June 2004 Euro elections. Nevertheless, Cyprus fared better than the EU average turnout of 43.1%. Cyprus's economic growth slowed to 1.2% year-on-year and registered flat growth on a quarterly basis in the first quarter of 2009, the Statistics Department said. In a separate study, PricewaterhouseCoopers said it was confident that positive growth is expected in 2009, albeit at a weaker pace than in recent years. An anticipated slowdown in the tourism and construction sectors is likely to be the main cause for weaker economic growth, according to the latest PwC report on European economies. Cypriot economic growth is expected to decelerate in 2009, with GDP forecast to expand by 1.4%, followed by stronger growth of 2.1% in 2010. This is still well above the forecast Euroland contraction of 4% in 2009. The Consumer Price Index increased by 0.74% over the previous month in May to 110.89. Mainly due to increases in the prices of certain fresh fruit, petroleum products, certain clothing items and water rates. Decreases were recorded in the prices of certain fresh vegetables, the purchase of motor cars, electricity and potatoes. The number of registered unemployed, meanwhile, rose sharply in May according to the latest data from the Statistical Service. Compared with April 2008, registered unemployment rose by 5,905 to 15,158, marking a rise of 64%. The biggest increase was in the construction sector, with an additional 1,815 unemployed in May, compared with the same month of 2008. The budget results for the first quarter of 2009 show that the large budget surplus inherited by the government has now disappeared. On the basis of the preliminary data on the general government accounts for the period January-March 2009, the deficit reached €137.7 million, or 0.8% of annual GDP, compared with a surplus of €89.9 million, or 0.5% of GDP in the corresponding period of 2008. The Cypriot taxpayer will make an annual saving of €18 million when the higher cost maturing bonds are repaid from the proceeds of the recent successful Eurobond issue, through which Cyprus raised a record €1.5 billion, said Finance Minister Harilaos Stavrakis. In statements after signing an additional protocol between Cyprus and Italy on the avoidance of double taxation and prevention of tax evasion, Stavrakis said that the government has borrowed with a fixed interest rate of 3.84%, which will be used for the payment of public debt, which has a cost reaching 5.1%. He added that there is a favourable interest rate difference for the Cypriot taxpayer of 1.2%, which on €1.5 billion gives a saving of €18 million annually. Thanks for watching FinancialMirror.tv.